it's something when I was younger that was more overwhelming. That feeling of just so many choices, so many possibilities, and all of them are fucking interesting and fun. But as you do more things, you realize how many more interesting things there are you can be doing, and how doing just one thing is just part of a certain societal paradigm that doesn't necessarily apply if you don't let it. Like all societal paradigms, you know, as long as you're willing to accept the consequences of not becoming part of those paradigms.
It's a constant burning fever in all the other ways that Bruce Springsteen described it. You know, you gotta get in a car and drive in like a flaming thunderball hurricane out of fucking town. That's what you want to do, with the guitar right next to you on the seat, because that's all you should fucking need, you know? But it doesn't work that way. You can't quantify the rock and roll spirit, how much you want it. That's not ambition, and it's not work ethic. You gotta buy into the system, man. If you don't, you know, you can't just live wild and free. It's not gonna work at all. That's what I've learned. I haven't lived wild and free at all, but I've tried. And it was hard. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah. It's very frustrating. It's why I get so angry at the customers. It's not them. It's not you. It's not you, America. It's me.
October 29th, 2008. Okay, I don't even know how to undertake writing about the last few weeks. The train ride out to the East Coast, for one thing, was amazing. Lucas and I talked and slept and had trained sexy and watched America go by, and it was a series of perfect moments. Then I got to New York. There have been moments of good, thinking about classes, wandering around Manhattan. Largely, though, I've just been trying, and mostly failing, to keep depression/loneliness/craziness at bay. This meeting new people thing is bullshit. And the city? I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the bums and the subway and the filth and the crazies on an anthropological level, don't get me wrong. But I also find it incredibly depressing. And then there's that matter of needing to look like you know what you're doing at all times lest you come off as a tourist. And of course I haven't the faintest idea what I'm doing in both a large and a trivial sense. I feel like there's something wrong with me for not loving New York, for it not evoking excitement and some sort of thrilling anonymity, rather than alienation and the filth of humanity.
Seriously, fuck you, I'm not that crazy. Thanks for the vote of confidence, radio gods. Come on, teeny bopper shit, don't let me down. Really? Really? Come on. Alright, fine, you got me.
I feel like I'm losing hold of my, I don't know, not immutable, but certainly unbreakable sense of self. And I'm wondering why I should pay $60,000 to be miserable at the time and potentially not get what I want in the end anyway. When I see pictures of Madison people on Facebook, I sometimes still wonder, what am I doing? There's this place that can make me happy. It would be so easy. But would it get me anywhere? Would I just languor in comfort and complacency and spend my days drinking with my friends and watching TV, and then end up doing the exact same thing 20 years later? But will NYU actually get me a job as a professor? And even if it does, is it worth feeling like this for the next year and a half? I'm so unhappy.
I suppose I'll kind of pathetically meander around and set up kind of an adulterated, compromised substructure version of what I had planned to build or do, and have a family and like ride around it in a little bicycle and be like, I did something kinda. It's just, you know, like one of those dads who has like, oh, that's Dad's songs. He's got his songs in his folder there in the den. And he brings out his guitar once in a while and he'll play. Yeah, I guess probably that. But then again, I don't know how I'm gonna like afford the den and the kids. can't afford the wife right now.
Oh, I have no idea. I really like the idea of being left alone to sit around and read books and watch movies and do things. But you can't do that, which kind of sucks. But, well, unless you're rich. But I'm not rich, so I can't do that.
I need to do something new now. Mostly because, you know, I don't like my job that much. But I've come up with several good ideas, all of which I could work towards in the next year, and I'm sort of making vague plans to do so. So I'm fairly happy with that plan. I no longer want to work in a lab, I think. Well, I no longer can work in a lab, because I took physics and not chemistry or biology, and you have to get masters and PhDs to do that in physics. But yeah, so my goals have changed, and I have a few options at the moment, but I feel like I'm sort of working towards them mentally, if not in actual accomplishments.
December 25th, 2008. Merry Christmas, me. In the last couple of days, I've come to terms with the idea of not going back to New York. I had a couple of anxiety attacks at the idea of going back, sheer panic at the idea of going back to that misery, which I figured wasn't really a good sign. I mean, I'm 23 and I'm lonely and I'm miserable, and that's just not right. Why should I put my life on hold for some future life I think I want, maybe, but who knows if I'll get? I think I still want to be in academia, maybe, but I still would like to be a writer more. A TV writer, that's my ultimate now. But then there's the long distance Lucas thing. I mean, I think we can make it work, but it'll be really hard and, I don't know, burden of choice can suck my balls. January 27th, 2009. So, it happened. It's not really even worth recounting how it happened, who said what, or who broke their cell phone after angrily chucking it across the apartment. What matters is, we broke up, and my heart aches, just like everyone else. It's so emo, I know, but I feel like I've lost everything. Everything I wanted out of life, everything I thought I knew. Being a crazy old married professor with Lucas has evaporated in the space of 3 months.
Some nights I thirst for real blood, for real knives, for real cries, and then the flash of steel from real guns in real life really fills my mind. And I really miss what really did exist. Held your throat so tight, and I miss the swerve from us, almost came crashing to its side.
March 1st, 2009. So, here I am in Madison, and my life isn't anything like it was supposed to be. The person I loved that I thought I would marry just broke my heart, and I have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do with my life. First, academia rejected me, then I rejected it.
Those Blue Bridge lights might really burn most bright. Watch that dark lake ride. If you really want to see what really matters most to me, just take a real short drive.
And sure, I could keep writing, but at a certain point, a lack of success or money or people giving a shit will probably nix that too. It's just so frustrating, because I know that I'm capable. I know that I could do it. It's just that I guess that isn't enough. There's that haunting space between what I want to do, what I can do, and what I'm actually doing.
It's been less traumatic in a lot of ways because I've always been fairly pessimistic. So I never really believed that any of my dreams would come true anyway. So when they didn't come true, I wasn't too surprised. As it is with my generally pessimistic, cynical view, I find a great deal of delight in the things that don't suck. Like if you look at a tree, it's very nice because you're like, hey, that's a tree, it's pretty, it gives us air, and it's very nice to look at. And hey, it doesn't suck, and it's just there, and it's nice to see something that doesn't suck when so many things do.